Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Radio Silent Play. Today is January 11th, 2015. Let me start off by saying I'm not a financial advisor. Please do your own due diligence before trading options. Okay, I'd just like to thank everybody for joining me today. We have a couple of new members. I was going to wait a couple of minutes to have some stragglers come along, so um, I'm going to start. If you guys can't hear me, if you check the group me, all the information is there that you guys can dial in. Okay, if you guys can't hear me, what I'm going to do is later on post the link to this video on GroupMe and via email. Later in the week, I will be posting this on YouTube. Okay, so that's probably likely about Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, this is a privilege, so please do not share this with anybody. This is basically for members only. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go over a couple things. Um, we're going to look at what's going on in the big boards. Okay, right now, last week we had a great trade with the SPY. We talked about this gap fill here, that 202.50, and it did just that. Okay, the markets did pull back. It did retrace and hit this gap fill, and we actually saw the stock or the markets trade lower to 198. Okay, that gave us an opportunity to enter at 201.20, which was kissed, and it gave us an entry at about 198.90. Okay, that rallied, and we saw a high of basically 06. Okay, what I'm looking at now is 204.25 near the low of the day. Okay, so what that means is that what we're posting is lower highs. Okay, got a bit of a head and shoulders here. If we look at this left side here, you got the left shoulder, you got the head, and now what you're seeing is a potential right shoulder here. Okay, so what I'm looking at next week or going into next week is this kiss of this 207.50 level. Okay, so write that down, 207.50, and it potentially reach that 208 to 209.98 level. Okay, so that's the level that we're looking at into next week. Okay, right now the Chinese markets are trading lower, so that may put some pressure on the markets. Okay, we do have the dollar pulling back a little bit, so with an inverse dollar, okay, you could see the markets kind of push a little higher before it drop. Okay, so just give me 1 second. I will be right back. Okay, so the level that we're looking at right now is this 208, 209. If traders want to take a bite at that 207.50, okay, just watch or pencil in that level right now. At 207.50 to about 209, okay, is going to be an opportunity to enter. And I will speak about purchasing the SDS calls or actually buying the puts shorter term. Okay, if it does pull back, what we're looking at is for this 198.90 level to hold. Okay, so this is the level that we're looking at is the 198.90 level. Okay, so the 198.90 level is our major support. Okay, if it does close two times below that 198.90 level, what we're looking for is this 192.50. Okay, so just pencil that in. Okay, we're looking for this to hit 207.50 this week and a potential test of this 208 to 209.90 level. Okay, I will go over a couple of things. Right now, if we're looking at the transports, okay, this is pretty much dictates what the markets are doing. Okay, you got a bear flag here setting up on the transports. So you had a big drop here, and now what we're seeing is a bullish, sorry, a bearish flag setting up here. So this is a bear flag. Okay, any break below this 8,700 level, what we're going to see is a potential drop down to about this level here, which is about 8,300. Okay, so this is significant for the markets. If you look at the UUP right now, okay, we had a big red candle here close, and we may see a drop, okay, down to this 2390 level for the US dollar. Okay. With that said, we're moving over to the gold. Gold looks bullish here. Okay. Right now, you're posting in a bullish flag pattern here. Okay. A mini bull flag pattern here. So what I'm looking at is any pullback for the GLD to 114 to 115.10 is going to be a buying opportunity. All right. My target here is going to be that target one of 117 and a target two of 118.10. Okay. With a potential move up here to that 121 level. Okay. I put 119 here just to be a little conservative, but I think that if gold starts breaking out, we could see a test of this 121 level. Okay. My stop close is going to be tight. Okay. Which is going to be 114, which is this 50-day moving average here. Okay. So that's what we're looking at gold. And why do we say gold? Because if the dollar pulls back down to this 20-day moving average, okay, we're going to see inverse move on both the GLD and the SLV. Okay. This is another mini bull flag here on the SLV. We're trading above 50 and 20-day moving average. We haven't done that in a couple of weeks. So what we're looking at here is any pullback to that 15 level is going to be an opportunity to scalp or trade it up to 17. Okay, so that's for silver. So we're looking a little bullish on the metals markets. Overall, the other markets like the Nasdaq, you're seeing a little bit of less conviction here in the markets. Okay, if you connect this pivot high to this pivot high, we're seeing a lower highs here. So any test of this 105 level is going to be a shorting opportunity here on the Qs. I did post this on the option setups. I will go over it. We look at Apple. Okay, if we look at the Apple, right now we're heading into resistance here at that 115, 116 level. If you connect this pivot high to this pivot high, you're posting in lower highs again. Okay, so we're seeing a little bit of a breakdown here in these big board stocks. Okay, so we're heading into a little bit of resistance here at 115 to 116. So any move up here to 115, 116, I think it's going to be a good retest of this 112 level. Okay, so just watch and bear that in mind. If you get two closes below this 110, 60 level, then that next support is going to be that 105.50 level. Okay, so you're looking for either two closes above that 112, or you're looking at two closes below that 110.60 level. Okay, so write those numbers down. Okay, for the Twitter, I also posted it on the option setups. You're seeing this come off lows. Okay, you're posting higher lows, and what we're looking at here is a little bit of a resistance here at that 41.12 level. Okay, so that 41.10 to 42 level could be a good scalp opportunity down to target $38 and a target two of $37. Any pullback on the Twitter down to that 36 range will be a good buying opportunity for calls for a target of 38 and a target two of 40. Okay, so any pullback here, you can buy the calls, or any move up to 41.10 to 42, you're seeing significant resistance there. So that's what we're looking at for this week. I may post other stocks as well, but that's what I have on my radar for now. Okay, so that's pretty much it. I'm gonna go over some option triggers. I may be a little redundant on some of the things that I'm gonna go over, but pretty much it's basically we're looking at the same stock setups. As I mentioned, what we're looking at for January 12, 2014, we're looking at the Twitter. The Twitter scalp level right now, I'm looking at that 41.10 to 42 for resistance. My target one will be 38.80. Okay, for a scalp, target two would be 37.20. Okay, my stop close is going to be a close above 41.10 on two consecutive closes. Okay, the other scenario would be if the Twitter gets down to 36 to 37.10, we're going to take that the calls, okay, likely monthlies, or if you guys want to scout the weeklies, you guys can do that. But remember, you want to make sure that you close out those positions before 2 days end, especially with the weekly calls, because those decay a lot quicker. Okay, so my target, if we do get down to 36, 37.10, is going to be 38.20 and target 2 of $40. Okay, my stop close is going to be a close below 36 on 2 consecutive closes. So there's two scenarios here. Whether this tests that 41, okay, 10 level to 42, or this pulls back down to 36. Okay, looking at the SPY again, if it hits that 208 to 2098, I'm looking to buy the SDS calls a little bit longer term. My SPY puts would be a strike of 205 from February to April. Okay, so my target overall is looking for 205.50 to be tested, and at target 2 of 204.30. Ultimately, I think that this will retest that 198.90 level. So right now, what you're seeing is a clear channel here. Okay, this is pretty much a path of little to no resistance here from this range. Okay, so what I want traders to kind of focus on is the support here at that 198.90, and then you have resistance here between 207 and 209. Okay. Okay, looking at the Qs, like I said before, we're looking at lower highs. Okay, if you connect this pivot high to this new pivot high, we're seeing that resistance here about 105. Okay, so this is that major resistance. If it does break, then the Qs will likely go higher. As I said before, we're looking at a little weakness into next week. We got the Chinese markets, we got oil energy going down, and we will be paying close attention to the Qs next week. Okay, as I mentioned, the GLD, okay, with the UUP or the dollar pulling back, I do expect gold to be a little stronger. Okay, so watch that move. If it pulls back to 114, 115.10, that's optimum entry, and our target one is going to be 117, and our target two is going to be 118. Ultimately, I think that we may test this 121 level, but at the same time, be conservative. Make sure that you lock profits on the way up. Okay. The Nvidia still does look a little weaker. We it did not trigger that 2070 to 2115 level, so just watch that into next week. Okay, that still is in play. Okay, the energy stocks, the USD and the USO, did drop lower, and what we're looking for is we're looking for a confirmation bottom. So just if I do see it, if I see two closes green, what I'm gonna do is I'll send that out to you guys. So just those that got in, okay, the market has yet to close below. The USO has yet to close below 18. So what we're looking for is the USO to kind of hold ground there. Okay, so right now you're seeing the USO right now trading at 1830. So you did test that 17 level. It saw a low of 1780 and held. So this is something that we will be paying close attention to. Okay, so that's pretty much it for the option setups. I will take on any questions later on. The move small caps. Okay, the energy a little weaker. Okay, but I'm still noticing there could be opportunity here. If you connect this stock is in a downtrend, but it's hitting this bottom of this trend line. If you post or you set up, okay, the trend lines here, what you're noticing is that $1.20 level, okay, being a good support range here. Okay, so watch any consolidation in between this level. Okay, if you can manage to get the SD, okay, or Sandridge Energy at $1.20, I think it's a nice move up to that $1.50 level. Okay, and that's a pretty decent 15-20% move. But watch the SD. If the stock closes below 120, okay, just make sure that you use your stops. Make sure you stop out. You don't want to hold these stocks longer than what you can, because you want to make sure that you manage risk. Okay, so just keep an eye, put it on your your radar, and look for that $1.20 trigger. Okay, I'm looking at $1.20 to $1.32. Okay, CERE. DRE right now is holding a nice little channel here. Okay, any pullback down to this 21, 24 range, which is the 20 and the 50-day moving average, could be a nice move. Okay, look for that high to be tested of Friday, which is 32 cents. Okay, and my target two would be somewhere around here at 35. Okay, so that could be a nice trade there. Okay, the MHR, another commodity stock, is trading here and it's testing pretty much this bottom. It could post a double bottom here. Okay, what I'm looking at here is a potential move down to 260 if it kisses that $2.78 range. Okay, so watch that $2.60 range. If it does hit, just make sure that you have a stop close below 250. Okay, my target would be a test of that high on Friday, which was 290, and a potential move up to $3.10. Okay, again, these resources are being hit, especially with commodities pulling back. So we want to make sure that you abide by your stops. Okay, the UWTI, we were talking about that $4 range for it to hold, and it didn't. Okay, well, we're looking at some consolidation here. Watch that even $3 range. Okay, if the UWTI tests this $3 range, could be a good scalping opportunity. Okay, UWTI hits that $3 range, we could see this stock test at 350 and 360 range. And if energy starts picking up, we could see this test $4 again. So just watch the UWTI. Okay, moving on to the weekly watch list, the OTC weekly watch list. I posted a couple of trades. Um, there are a couple of trades that kind of caught my eye last week, and I did send them out via SMS, and I did send them out via premium Twitter. Not necessarily do you have to go into each of these stocks, but it just bears watching. I think that the stocks that I've mentioned have a little bit lower risk than most others. Okay, but you want to make sure and ensure that you have your parameters set in. Okay, don't just buy on a whim. Ensure that you watch the level two, and you make sure that that stock has good support. Okay, what I liked about the DIRV from 6 to 9 for a couple of days now. So what I'm looking at is a potential bottom here. Okay, doing some research on the stock. Okay, this has to do with um, security and surveillance. Okay, the latest trend right now, terrorism is up. You know, if you don't necessarily believe in it, or it's just something that we've been kind of you know brought upon since 2011. So right now, if you notice, okay, we're seeing a lot of news on CNN about terrorism out in France. Okay, unfortunate. This is the way of life. We don't make this up. Okay, but this is just how things happen around the world. So what we're looking at now is DIRV. Okay, I'm looking at DIRV for of this 0.06 level. Okay, it was a significant support at 0.007. Eights and nines were bought. Okay, some sevens went through. Okay, so if you want to keep your bid in at 7 for a starter, could be good. I did catch this video on their website. It's from Weed TV. So they are entering the cannabis sector. It has to do with surveillance for different companies. Okay, they are a high risk business, so they require a little bit more security in regards to their product. Okay, so the DIRV, what I'm looking at is retest of this 0.006 to 8 range, okay, for a buy zone. And my pivot is going to be this trend line here, which is from this pivot, the top here, down to this pivot low. I'm looking at that 0.0011, which is the 20-day moving average. If we do happen to close above this range on 2 consecutive closes, I would not be surprised for this stock to hit 18. to 0.003. Okay, it is a low outstanding shares of 337 million as of May 20th, 2014. Okay, so I think I like this price range around here. Okay, if the stock does close below 0007 on two consecutive closes and has a weaker bid, just look to stop out. But again, it's a stock that bears watching because with today I saw a news or a report on actually on CBS on 60 Minutes, and they had a big marijuana thing, and they also had something on CNN and CNBC. Okay, marijuana trend is really strong right now. You got the surveillance stuff going on with terrorism right now. So this is a stock that I think that should gravitate towards investors. So this is something that's trading at all time lows. Okay, the stock used to trade up at a penny, so just you can actually get at a bargain price now. Okay, so just keep an eye on the DIRV moving into the week. See what type of a level two. I will be updating along the way. RN. Okay, we saw the stock kind of trigger at that 0.001 level last week. Okay, it's testing that 52-week low master support. Okay, this is another probability trade with revenues and assets. Okay, so what we're looking at here is okay the scene of the crime. Okay, when it hits 14, it manages to make a run for this 0.004 range. Okay, that's about 300%. Okay, so what we're looking for now is for this to consolidate and to hold this 0.001 level. If it does, okay, and we see a break of that pivot 15, I would not be surprised to be testing this 19 to 25 level into the coming weeks. Okay, it does have outstanding shares of just 275 million as of November 2014. We got a flow of just 173 million, okay, and authorized shares of about 500 million. Okay, that's the latest that was posted on the pink sheets. Okay, so this is a stock that we've traded before. Okay, this is a pattern trade. Okay, if you notice, the stock kind of bounces from this range. Okay, now you want to be careful as well because if the stock does close below that 0009 or if it closes below 0.001, it may show some weakness. If it does, we go back 50% retrace levels and then we'll look at 00056 range. Okay, I did a video on looking for the how to catch a retrace level. So if you want to go on YouTube, you can find that video on YouTube. Okay, another stock is Talk. Okay, another it posted news last week on January 8th. Okay, um, they named an energy and telecommunication expert as Limestone's new president. So they're going into a new direction. Okay, this stock closed at 0.001. It did test 13. Okay, but it did pull back. The stock's testing that 52-week low master support, and it's now at a probability range. Whenever I talk about a probability range, it's because it's trading from 0009 to 11. Okay, 9 to 11 is basically a 20% risk. Okay, so you're taking on 20% risk if your stop is a close below 0009. Okay, so what we're looking at for now is with the new president and the stock trading at massive support, we could see some news coming up. Okay, so watch the talk for a 0009 to 11 entry. Okay, my pivot is going to be a close above 14 on two consecutive closes, and my stop is going to be a close below 0009 on two consecutive closes. Okay, outstanding shares here is just 91 million. Okay, and authorized shares is 500 million. Okay, so just keep an eye on the level twos, and you want to make sure that you set your parameters when getting into the stock. Okay, the next stock is VGID. What I noticed on the VGID was that the stock posted a low of 14 during the week. It has been holding in a little bit of a pattern here. Okay, posting higher lows. The stock is coming off that bottom accumulation, closed at above 17, which is the 20-day moving average. So 19. What we're going to look for next week is another close above that 17 level. If it does close, you can kind of rearrange this buy zone. Right now, I put a modest 14 to 17 entry, okay, but that doesn't mean that you're not going to look at the level two and you're not going to see whether this stock is holding a good support. If it is, then you can look to purchase the stock 17 and 18 and just readjust your stop levels, okay. For now, I'm looking for this stock to break above 0.0024, okay, that's my pivot. If it does close above 24 in two consecutive closes, I wouldn't not be surprised for this to test that 100-day moving average at 56. Okay, so the potential here is 0.004 to 56. So if the stock can close above 17 two times, then we'll likely test that 24 level and then that 56 level. Okay, share structure right now is 169 million outstanding shares. You got a flow of just 56 million. If we noticed last week, we saw stocks like RXMD. We saw a lot of low float stocks rallying. So you want to keep an eye on these low float stocks. Okay. Okay. With that said, we're looking at EMBR. This is another stock with a low float. It said 5 million. I don't know how true that is, but the stock is posting a bit of a reversal here. Okay. It held that 0.003 box pattern, and if you look, it's starting to set up a little bit of a uptrend channel, okay, here at the bottoms. So what we're going to look for is for the stock to close above the pivot 0.0045 or 55. Okay, so this is a stock that has a low share structure, and these stocks have been the trend as of late. Like I said, RXMD. These are posing higher lows and closed above that box pattern. Looks like that 0.003 has been holding. Okay, the company has released several filings into 2015 end of year, and we could see updates by the company. So watch that 55 to 65 pivots. Okay, the last run it had was from 0.004, okay, to 0.012. Okay, so you're talking about 200% there. So it could be a nice move here. Moving on. Okay, a couple of stocks that I mentioned. Like IDG did well. Okay, it's still trading um, in pretty good range. Did give us an opportunity to enter at lows here at 0006. It did hit the high of 16, so we still are going to monitor it. It's trading at that 20-day moving average of 0.001. Okay, so just keep in mind there it is setting up a little bit of a flag here, so you want to just keep the DIDG on radar. Okay, whenever we trade these stocks, you want to make sure that you're kind of locking profits here, right? But if you can see here, still setting up a little bit of bull flat consolidation pattern. Okay, so what you want to see is this stock trade a little bit sideways and then kind of push higher. Okay, so this is still a decent stock. Overall, we had a good week last week. Um, with the stocks that we sent out. DIDG did pretty well. It hit a high of 16. Stamp hit a high of 43. So we um we had pretty good trades here last week. The WDHR, okay, gave that low entry, and then we saw a high of 25. Since then, it's pulled back. Okay, so we did have a nice week in the markets. I'm gonna go over a couple of other stocks that didn't make it on my list, but were stocks that I kind of posted on the premium Twitter. This was a stock that I sent out on December 3rd, okay, and it gave us an opportunity to enter as low as 11, okay. So the stock since then gave us an opportunity to enter from 11 to 12, and then we saw a high of 21. Watch the consolidation here. If the stock pulls back down to 13, 15, could be a good buy zone. Okay, you're looking for a pivot break of 22, 23 with a potential move to 28 to 39. Okay, so just keep the DKTS on radar. Another stock that I was looking for to actually post it on the weekly watch list, which I didn't, but bears watching is the ITEN. Okay, ITEN right now is doesn't have that much volume. Okay, but what you're seeing is a little bit of consolidation here at 0005 to 6. Okay, if the stock breaks above that pivot 9, you got a lot of room up to 16 to 25. Okay, so that's a stock that I would just put in on my watch list just in case. The NZO. is a stock that we've traded before from the probability ranges. It hit a high of 18. Now it's pulling back, but it's still holding this trend line here, this uptrend channel. Okay, so watch that 9 to 11 move. Okay, this stock can test that 18 to 22 level, and potentially move higher than 22, the 100-day moving average. So this is something to keep your eyes on. SMAA, another one. The stock since then had broke and lost that 10 support. Now we're testing this 50% retrace level. Okay, so watch that 0005 level. Okay, see what type of a beta it has, but that 0005 may pay off in the later run. Okay. These low float stocks, okay, these low float stocks are kind of catching bids. Watch the GRLT here. Okay, it's posting a little bit of an uptrend channel here. Any pullback down to this 27.35 level would be good. I would keep my stop closed below 0.002. Okay, so if you notice here, okay, you got a little bit of a W pattern here. Okay, so if I come here, we've seen these W patterns with PSWS and a couple other stocks, but if you see here, okay, you got a little bit of a W pattern here. So we could see a breakout here. Okay, so just keep the GRLT on watch. I will post these into next week. Okay, again, I'm not telling you guys, okay, or not recommending anyone to buy these stocks. I just want you guys to keep these on radars, okay, and watch these buy zone levels. Because when these stocks pull back, okay, you may have scalp opportunities. I don't know what type of a trader you are, but if you get filled on the bid on these pullbacks and they rally 30, 50%, they end up being nice moves and they bring profit opportunities. So I just want you guys to kind of write these things down so you guys kind of know what we're looking at into next week. Okay, another one that posted news that I'm looking at is QLTS. This is a stock that we've posted before. Since then it's pulled back on low volume. Okay, but what I'm looking at now is this 20 and 50-day moving average, okay, merging. The stock did rally on news. It hit a high of 14. So watch that pull back down to this 20 and 50-day moving average. I think this is a good probability zone right now. If you can buy this at 9 and then sell it up to, let's say, 15 to 16, you're talking about a 70% move. Okay, so the QLTS, just watch what kind of level 2 you have, see what kind of ask you have, and we should see this stock move higher. Okay. The EWSI, this is a stock that PGM mentioned last week. I was looking for this stock to kind of test that 12 level, which it didn't, but it did close near the low of the week. So watch this 12 to 15 range here on the EWSI. Okay, if the stock does close below 12, then what we're going to look at for is the probability zones from 9 to 11, and my stop close will be a close below 9. But since then, we saw some big buying here, and if you look at the volume, okay, you're seeing increased volume on this stock. So, okay, so you're seeing some increased volume, and watch for this pivot of uh, of 20 to be tested and likely broken. Okay, you got an RSI of 33. Okay, you got plenty of room to kind of test this level here. So we want to make sure that we keep an eye on this. We could see this stock possibly test 0.01 at some point. Okay. Okay, so that's basically it. That's basically all the stocks that I wanted to go over. I just want to welcome everybody, all the new members, okay, for joining us today on a Sunday. What we usually do is we go over a couple of stocks. Remember, these aren't recommendations for you guys to buy any securities. We just want to keep you up to speed on our strategy and how we approach these stocks. Okay, you will be getting emails, updates. I'm not one to kind of send out emails or newsletters. We kind of stay on point with the RSP Premium Twitter, also the app. That's where the stocks come out. So just make sure if you do have an Android app, okay, make sure that you sign up and you download the application. Okay, and if you don't have the Google Android app, we are working on a potential Apple app, iOS app soon. But for now, you can actually sign up for our SMS service. And the way you join the SMS service is you'll come over here to where it says um, tools, and you'll come over here and just click on the SMS service. And what you'll do is you'll just sign this information here. Okay, and then I'll get that information and then I'll put you onto the list. Okay, but I do recommend everybody that has Google or Android to download the app. Okay, another thing is for our new members, we also have the standard orders operating procedures. Okay, I want you guys to set these things up. Okay, I want you to look at the trading tips. The trading tips are very important. Okay, how to treat your trading, treat it like a business. Okay, talk about probability trading and what it means. Okay, talk about false breakouts, some patterns. Okay, and we talk about a rule of three. This is for traders that are starting with low amounts of money. Okay, this is very important. That have that much, just make that you understand what the strategy is. Set something up. For those that want to do a one-on-one webinar, just email me at radiosilentplay@gmail.com. Let's set something up. Okay, where we can sit down, we can kind of discuss where you're at on your training, what you can do to improve it, and some of the strategies that we use here at RSP. Okay, that's basically it for me today. I'm a little under the weather, so I'm not gonna go over that many stuff. Okay, I will be posting this again on tonight via email. Okay, I will be posting this on YouTube next week, likely Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, I will be looking at other services as well. The Join Me service, for some reason, we're not getting that great of audio on it. So we're gonna look at different things that we can kind of see whether we can improve on the webinar. So any ideas or recommendations, just shoot me an email, and then we'll go ahead and we'll work something out. Okay, if there are any questions on anything that I've covered, okay, please feel free to ask questions now. Okay, not sure if you mentioned talk. Authorized shares increased to 1.5 million. Tight stop, in my opinion. Okay, so PGM is mentioning that they did raise authorized shares on talk. So they raised it to 1.5 billion, which is not much. But again, just bear that in mind for those that are holding talk or talk. Okay, you want to make sure that you understand that they have raised authorized shares, and PGM just posted the link there, so you guys can click on that. Again, if the stock does break below 10 on two consecutive closes, we'll get out with a 10-20% loss. If it does pull back, okay, what we're going to look for is a 50% retrace level for a potential scalp. Okay, sometimes that is the risk in trading. Sometimes they will reverse split or they will raise shares. I've seen stocks that have raised shares considerably. We saw that stock VTEC, VTEQ. Okay, that ended up raising shares, I believe, like 7 billion, and the stock still rallied well above 1 cent. So I'm not sugarcoating it, but just make sure that you guys watch the level twos. And thank you, PGM, for letting us know um, about the talk increase. Okay, Alex says I bought talk Friday at 11. Okay, so that's a good entry. I think that again, 0.0011 to 10 is about a 10% difference. Okay, 0009 to 11 is 20% difference. So if you're putting in $500, you're losing about 10%, or 20%, you're losing about $100. So Just bear that in mind. Remember, that's why we like trading that probability range. And we want to make sure this is, um, you know, always a risk, but at the same time, I'm not saying that talk, is completely dead. Okay, but we must take account that they have raised shares to 1.5 billion, which I don't think is much. But again, we don't know how this market works, so anything can happen in the market. Okay. Any other questions, comments, or concerns on any stocks, small caps, options, any information that you guys want to cover before I go? Before one of the VMMs show up on the ask. Okay. Um, like towards the end of the week, I didn't really see or monitor the level two. I know that the stock closed at the low of the day, so I don't know if they were selling into the bid or not, but again, we're going to look at the level two tomorrow. Okay, if the stock closes below your stop on two consecutive closes, you guys just know what to do. So just make sure that you guys set up your parameters into tomorrow. Okay, so PGM is saying ERFB, ERFB. Okay, ERFB, ERF wireless. Okay, right. You're seeing a double bottom here. Okay, the first double bottom. Okay, here at 12. Okay, the stock did close at 12 at the low of the day. So, okay, we have the scene of crime here, which is this level here. The low of the day was at 20. Okay, so if you're looking at this was the breakdown here. Okay, the breakdown here was at 0.002, 50% retrace of 0.002. Okay, you're talking about the 10 level. So right now it's testing 12. So this could be a good buy zone here. Okay, so ERFB. Okay, watch that 0.0012 level. Okay, potentially 0.0013. I would put my pivot will be a close above that 0.002. So you have a lot of room here for that pivot, and then you got to stop close below 0.001. I would do. And then you have a move here. If it does break above that 20 level, okay, you have a move up to 31 and then about 40. So it's got a lot of room. I don't know what how the level 2 is looking at on Friday, but it looks pretty good here. ERFB. We look at the pink sheets on ERFB. Okay, it is OTC pink. Okay. You had a volume on Friday of 4.9 million. Average volume for 30 days is 2.7 million. So you had a bigger volume. It did close down at the low of the day. So, and it's testing that 52-week range. So just keep that in mind. Have share structure updated December 2014. So it is pretty current. I'm gonna Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna post this one on the group me and good good one to watch. So I will post this on the group me so you guys can kind of look at this going into tomorrow. So you guys kind of like know what it's doing. Okay, three reverse splits history, high risk though. All right, so stock had some reverse splits. So let's take a look at when was the last one? It was in 2013. So they did one 2 years before that, which was 2011, and we're in 2015. So it is high, a little bit of a high risk trade. So just keep that in mind. If we come over here, okay, and we look at the website, um, we look at the okay, they had a recent news on December 10th, and they were talking about balance sheet debt reduction by paying off or paying down and restructuring existing loans. So they do have some loans out. So I don't know if they're selling stocks into the shares into the open market, but you got a little bit of elimination of convertible debt here. So it is a little bit toxic, but at the same time, if we look at the levels here, okay, you're looking at a double bottom here, okay, and you could see a bounce. You could see a potential break of this 12 level. Okay, if it does break below 12, the next support is going to be that 9 to 11 probability range. Okay, usually when you see a W pattern, okay, it usually the second leg, okay, it's a little bit lower. Okay, so just watch that 0009 10 11 level. Okay, see what type of a bid you'll see on Monday tomorrow. But it's a stock to watch. I think that PGM always brings good stocks to the table, and these bounce plays sometimes even 30-50% moves on them are just good trades. So um, this is what it's all about. Taking on a little bit of risk. Okay, if you do happen to buy 12s or 13s, and then you have your stops at 10, then you're risking 30%. So I mean, those that like those type of trades, I think I don't mind them. I know this is the type of trade that I would look at. Any other questions? Any other questions on any other stocks? Okay, I don't think we have any other questions. Then we're gonna cut it short. Okay. If you have any other questions or you want to mention anything, just shoot me an email. Okay, and we'll discuss a couple of things, or you can send me a message via Skype or group me. I want to thank everybody and welcome all the new members for trying us out as well. We're looking forward to your timely success. I think that when you start trading with RSP, you get a little bit of a feel of more of a team effort and teamwork within what we do. So just I just want to thank everybody again. Okay, I will see you guys tomorrow. So um, look forward to seeing you guys into solid trading week next week. Okay, everyone have a good night. Thank you.